Okay, we got another whistleblower coming forward. Boeing whistleblower comes forward to tell CBS he was pressured by the company to hide the plane defects. Oh, my God. What? Dude, listen, man, you need to have armed security around you 24/7. You understand what I'm telling you, sir? Do you understand what I'm telling you? Again, dude, keep your head on a swivel. You're very brave coming forward. Boeing, listen. Boeing. Your planes are falling apart. Everybody sees it. I mean, at this point, you are becoming the meme. You are becoming the failure meme. All right? No one can hide it. You can't hide it. Simple as that. Simple as that. So let's hear from this whistleblower.
If quality mattered, I would still be a Spirit.
For about a decade, Santiago Paredes worked at the end of the production line at one of Boeing's largest suppliers, Spirit Aerosystems, doing final inspections on 737 fuselages before they'd ship to Boeing. How often did you find issues?
Every day. I'm finding over 100 defects in every day.
Findings he says his managers pressured him to keep to a minimum. Even, he says, referring to him by the nickname Showstopper because repairs he identified delayed deliveries, which he says cost Spirit money.
Wait a minute. Spirit, he's doing his job by preventing lawsuits and the loss of life. You know, listen, I'm not a doctor, scientist, professor, lawyer, engineer, pilot, or astronaut. I know. I'm so sorry to let all of you down. It's the truth. Hashtag now people are going to say, we're unsubscribing from Hard Lens. Kit's not an astronaut. I'm sorry. I'm not. But from my limited knowledge of understanding how some things work, a plane in the air, you want that thing to be put together good and properly so all the little people in the airplane, right, go ahead and land safely to their destination. I mean, in theory, controversial statement here, I think most of the planet, all 7 billion people, would agree with me. Watch me like, actually, you know what? I don't care if the plane could choose to land where it's what. How dare you assume that it should land anywhere safely? Nonetheless, point A to point B, plane put together, plane lands. He's doing his job. Hell, I'm glad that he's saying, hey, this thing doesn't work, or uh-oh, we need to go back on this. But if you just now type on Twitter now, there's a lot of recent videos of Boeing airplanes, whoosh, falling apart or crashing.
They always said that they didn't have time to fix the mistakes.
Didn't have time because they needed to get the planes out?
The complaints out, yep.
CBS News spoke with several current and former Spirit employees and reviewed photos of dented fuselages and a wrench they say was left behind in a supposedly ready-to-deliver component.
You know what? I'm going to be generous with that. Not only was there a wrench, how much you want to bet other things might have been found in other ready-to-deliver components? Like, oh, I don't know. Your imagination could go wild, but keep it family-friendly here, you lovely, beautiful people. Watch, like, somebody actually took a nap and they were delivered to the location like, is it lunchtime already? Sir, you're all the way in Canada. What? I'm not at Spirit Aerosystems. They deliver me again? Again! Jesus. A wrench left behind.
Were these defects that if they weren't fixed could be a safety issue down the line?
Some of them were because some of them were missing fasteners.
And a fastener holds parts of the plane together.
Listen, I'm going to have him explain it, but when I hear the reporter say fastener holds planes together, I think that that's needed. I want somebody to write in the comment section below, excuse me, but if the plane doesn't want to have a fastener on, that's that plane's choice.
Yeah.
Boeing confirmed.
Hold on, let's just rewind that again.
Issue down the line.
Some of them were because some of them were missing fasteners.
And a fastener holds parts of the plane together.
Yeah.
Boeing confirms it's long had a team that finds and fixes defects in Spirit products after delivery when Boeing is assembling the planes.
It's a recipe for disaster, really. I said it was just a matter of time before something bad happened.
In February 2022, Paredes said his bosses asked him to speed up inspections by being less specific about where he was finding issues. He emailed his managers writing the request was unethical. What happened to you?
They took my team lead away. They stripped me from my leadership position.
After filing an ethics complaint with HR and contacting the company's CEO, Paredes eventually was reinstated, but says he'd had enough, resigning that summer.
It takes a toll on you, and I was tired of fighting.
Until today, Paredes, an Air Force veteran who spent 12 years at Spirit's Wichita plant, was known as former Employee 1 in a lawsuit brought in December by Spirit shareholders, alleging widespread quality failures.
Now, if you're an investment owner, if you're invested into this, right? Hey, listen, hey, hey, we all have the right to invest, right? We all can do that. But I think the investors should really be concerned, like, hey, wait a minute, these planes are being built not full ass or even half ass. There's no ass at all. They're just farting and hoping that it works together. This is terrible. God awful and terrible. Or using dish soap and credit cards as sealants. What? Why?
Paredes says Boeing was well aware of.
For many years, they knew they were getting defective fuselages.
He says he frequently found issues near door panels similar to the one that blew out of a 737 MAX mid-flight in January. The ongoing NTSB investigation indicates that door panel was removed during final assembly to allow Spirit contractors to make defect repairs. It appears the bolts holding the panel were not reinstalled.
How do you forget that? How do you forget that? I mean, I get it, people are working hard, but hey, did we take the door off this thing? Yeah, we did. What about those bolts? Forget about it. It'll be fine. I am ever hopeful to do another trip to Japan, but honestly, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure it's not a Boeing plane. Kit, Boeing is everywhere. Oh. Well, if I meet my watery grave in the Pacific Ocean, oh God, I don't want to die in the ocean. No, I'm sorry, man. Hey, Pete Buttigieg, isn't this your backyard? You're the Secretary of Transportation, right? You douchebag.
Working in Spirit, I almost grew a fear of flying. There's about 2 or 3.
Hey, do you have a growing fear of flying now? Not because, oh no, the plane might crash, but oh no, the plane might fall apart in midair. The closest thing I ever had to like a plane ride that was uncomfortable, right? And I wanted to get out of it was when I was going to go ahead and go skydiving, right? And this was like way back 2015. Get ready to go ahead, jump out, right? Everything was fine. As soon as we get in the airplane, right, and we're up in there, the thing starts really like shaking, right? And I'm thinking, you know what? Hey, we're safer jumping out of this thing than staying in this thing one more second longer. When the guy said, hey, are you ready? I was like, yeah, man, I'm ready. He says, wow, you sound really confident. He's like, yeah, man, I want to get out of this plane. He says, yeah, okay. Probably one of the few people saying, yeah, I want out of the plane. Never forget that feeling. Just a little story time with Kit Kat. Hey, do you feel safer going in an airplane? Type 1 for Kit. I do feel safe. How dare you, you awful man. Type 2, no, man. I don't know, man. I'd rather hoof it, ride by horse, ride by pony, drive a car, no train, because that train could derail. Get an airplane, I don't know. I wonder how many 2s will get in the chat.
Units that is in the back of your mind that that you would never want to fly on.
You think there are planes out there that you wouldn't want to fly on?
But knowing what I know about the 737, it makes me very uncomfortable when I fly on one of them.
Spirit declined our request.
So he's that meme, where people are dancing and partying in the background. Nobody knows it, but I know this plane could fall apart at any second.
Request for an interview, but in a statement says the claims against the company in that shareholder lawsuit are unfounded, and it remains committed to addressing concerns and continuously improving workplace safety standards. Nora?
So, Chris, seems like one of the obvious questions is what's Boeing doing about this?
Well, since March, Boeing has been inspecting every fuselage that comes off the line in Wichita. Boeing's CEO says that has cut defect issues by about 80%. Boeing maintains the 737 is safe.
Chris Van Clay.
Hey, do you trust Boeing's word? Type 3 for yes, Kit. Stop being mean. Type 4, hell no, man. No, why'd you ask that question? No. Plus, look, folks, with the rate of Boeing right? Let's just be clear here. 2 whistleblowers did pass away. Mr. Santiago, listen, buddy, I need you to keep your head on a swivel. You need to drink that water, just because anytime a whistleblower comes forward, there just seems to be a trouble brewing, you know? I just, what's going on? And how much y'all want to bet there's going to be more whistleblowers coming forward as more planes start falling apart? I mean, listen to me. Your conscience will get the better of you. When you know that these planes are going up in the air and hundreds of lives are at risk, and think about all the people, not just hundreds of lives. I'm just saying it's one plane. But think about with all these planes, the countless thousands upon thousands or millions of people that use these airplanes every year. And if they're of piss poor quality, well, then they need to be grounded and there needs to be some accountability. But unfortunately, I don't think there will be because we have a thing called money in politics. And Boeing, like any other corporation, knows how to buy off these politicians.